All right, Terry, thank you. And the only statewide race that was on the ballot today was for the U.S. Senate seat held by Republican Rick Scott, who secured his win tonight. As our Taylor Hernandez reports, he will now face Democrat Debbie Mucarsel-Powell in the November election.
I'm at Debbie Mucarsel-Powell's campaign watch party event in Coral Gables, where her supporters are celebrating big time tonight after a decisive victory against three other Democratic challengers that saw her get nearly 70% of the vote, meaning she now moves forward to the general election where she will face incumbent Republican Senator Rick Scott. Former Congresswoman spent the past year campaigning across the state. In her acceptance speech here, she thanked her family, team, supporters, and highlighted her American dream upbringing as an immigrant. After the speech, I asked the first Democratic Latina Senate nominee in the state's history what sets her apart from her opponent, Rick Scott.
Rick Scott has been in government for 14 years. He was governor for 2 terms. And what did he do? He cut funds for education. He took almost $700 million away from water management projects in a state where we depend on a healthy environment to thrive, for our economy to thrive. In the Senate, he's done nothing except make proposals to sunset Medicare and Social Security, repeal the Affordable Care Act. The man doesn't work for any of us. He only works for himself.
While in Congress, Mucarsel-Powell served on the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee and was on the House Judiciary Committee, which passed historic gun reform legislation, a cause close to her heart after losing her dad to gun violence at a young age. Again, Mucarsel-Powell will move on to face Republican incumbent Senator Rick Scott, who has served in the Senate since 2019. Before moving on to serve in the United States Senate, he served 2 terms as Florida's governor. Reporting in Coral Gables, Taylor Hernandez, WPBF 25 News.
Taylor, thank you. And Senator Rick Scott releasing this statement after his win tonight, saying in part, quote, "Thank you to the great voters of Florida in every corner of our state who turned out to resoundingly deliver us a win and showed the country that Florida is red. I ask every freedom-loving Floridian to join me in this fight, which starts with defeating the socialist ticket and Debbie Mucarsel-Powell on November 5th.